Hey everyone! Recently, black bear sightings have been on the rise across California's cities, with the population now estimated to exceed 100,000. The state's wide-ranging and diverse landscapes provide the perfect habitat for these bears, offering them abundant resources and new food opportunities to explore and thrive.
Get in front of us here.
Wondering why these wild animals are showing up more often in our neighborhoods? Let's dive into the factors behind this growing trend. Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our latest updates. As of early 2025, California had lost around 90,000 hectares of natural forest, largely due to severe wildfires. These fires not only wipe out vast stretches of woodland, but also have lasting impacts on the state's ecosystems and water resources. The environmental damage is significant, disrupting the natural habitats of countless species and changing their access to essential resources. Have you ever thought about how these changes might be impacting the local wildlife in your area? As natural food sources become scarcer, black bears are increasingly wandering into urban areas in search of food. In California, they've gained a reputation for raiding beehives, particularly those managed by local beekeepers, drawn by the sweet smell of honey and the protein-rich larvae inside. Using their strong claws, they can easily rip apart hives, causing major losses. Curious about how beekeepers handle this challenge? The financial impact of black bear activity is significant, with annual losses across the US from bears raiding honey and destroying hives estimated at around $45 million. This figure underscores the heavy economic burden faced by beekeepers and the wider agricultural community. What steps do you think could help minimize these losses? How might we protect both the bears and the livelihoods of those who depend on beekeeping? To tackle this problem, many beekeepers now rely on electric fences as their main form of protection. These fences typically use multiple wires arranged at varying heights, the lowest positioned near the ground to prevent bears from crawling underneath, and the upper ones set higher to block them from reaching over. This thoughtful setup creates an effective barrier that helps safeguard beehives from bear intrusions. Electric fences can draw power from several sources, including batteries, solar panels, or direct electrical connections. In remote areas where traditional power access is limited, solar-powered systems have become especially popular. This range of energy options gives beekeepers the flexibility to choose the setup that best fits their location and operational needs. Have you ever thought about using solar power to run your electric fence, especially if you're located far from standard power lines? What kinds of challenges have you faced when it comes to maintaining your fence and keeping it running efficiently? Electric fences offer major advantages when it comes to keeping black bears away. The shock they deliver acts as a powerful deterrent, preventing bears from crossing into protected areas. This form of protection is especially important for beekeepers, as bears can inflict severe damage on hives and honey supplies, resulting in considerable financial losses. While electric fences provide many advantages, they also come with a few drawbacks. Their coverage is limited to a specific area, meaning they need to be carefully planned and installed to close off every potential entry point. This can be particularly difficult in rough or densely forested terrain, where managing the landscape is more complex. Do you support this approach? If you do, give this video a like. And if not, drop a 0 in the comments to let us know what you think. California's black bear population is expanding rapidly, with an estimated annual growth rate of around 12%, reflecting their increasing presence throughout the state. This surge has raised concerns about property damage and potential threats to public safety. In response, the state has enlisted professional hunters to help manage the black bear population more effectively. Before hunting bears, hunters are required to secure the appropriate licenses and a bear tag, which contribute to funding conservation efforts for both the species and their habitats. The hunting season typically lasts from August through December, though specific dates vary by region. The state also enforces annual harvest limits to ensure that bear populations remain healthy and sustainable. In bear hunting, hunters commonly use high-caliber rifles, such as the .36 Springfield or .38 Winchester, to ensure a swift and humane kill. It's essential that hunters handle their firearms with skill and precision, as ethical hunting practices play a key role in minimizing animal suffering and supporting responsible wildlife management. The hunting process starts with identifying a legal target, making sure it's not a cub or a mother accompanied by her young. This requires careful observation, often using binoculars or scopes to evaluate the bear's unman and behavior. Verifying that the target meets legal and ethical standards is a crucial step in promoting responsible hunting and supporting conservation efforts. How important do you think it is for hunters to follow ethical guidelines while hunting? Do you believe stricter regulations should be introduced to make sure these standards are consistently maintained? The next phase of the hunt involves assessing the terrain and planning a careful approach, taking into account factors such as wind direction, which can carry the hunter's scent and alert the bear. Hunters often rely on natural cover, like trees, rocks or bushes, to stay concealed and increase their chances of success. This strategic approach helps minimize the risk of detection and enhances the likelihood of making a clean, ethical shot. When hunting bears, hunters typically use trees and shrubs as natural cover to move quietly and remain hidden. The goal is to close in to an effective shooting range, generally between 50 and 200 meters, depending on the hunter's skill level and the type of firearm being used. This range allows for a clear, accurate shot at vital areas such as the heart and lungs, ensuring a more humane and efficient hunt. After taking the shot, if the bear doesn't fall right away, the hunter must carefully track it by following blood trails. Since a wounded bear can be extremely dangerous, this stage of the hunt demands heightened awareness and caution. It's essential to verify that the bear is dead before getting close to ensure the safety of the hunter and anyone nearby. This cautious approach helps minimize the risk of a dangerous encounter. Do you believe the current safety procedures are sufficient to protect both hunters and wildlife? Or do you think additional measures should be introduced to make the process safer and more sustainable for everyone involved? Hunting black bears in California offers several advantages, including helping to manage bear populations and minimizing conflicts between bears and humans. For many hunters, it's also a deeply rooted tradition that fosters a stronger bond with nature and provides a sense of personal accomplishment. By keeping bear numbers in check, hunters play a role in supporting ecological balance, making the experience both rewarding and meaningful on physical and emotional levels. However, hunting also comes with certain risks, such as the possibility of injury from bears defending themselves and the dangers associated with handling firearms in remote, rugged areas. Additionally, there are concerns that excessive hunting could disrupt the ecosystem, as bears play key roles in regulating prey populations and dispersing seeds. Overhunting could lead to imbalances in the food chain and to negatively affect the plant and animal species that depend on bears for these essential ecological functions. What are your thoughts on striking the right balance between the benefits and risks of hunting? Do you think more attention should be given to non-lethal methods like relocation, habitat management, or public education to manage bear populations more humanely and sustainably? Aside from bears, red foxes in Oklahoma, estimated at around 300,000, also present serious challenges for farmers, particularly in suburban areas like Mustang. During the breeding season, when foxes are more active in hunting to feed their young, farmers often suffer significant livestock losses. These incidents can have a major impact on local livelihoods and raise important questions about how to balance wildlife conservation with the economic needs of the agricultural community. During the breeding season, when red foxes become more active in searching for food to feed their young, they can cause significant harm to farms. Reports show that red foxes may attack as many as 100 chicken flocks during this time, resulting in major losses for farmers. These incidents affect not only the immediate food supply, but also have long-term consequences for farmers' livelihoods, disrupting daily operations and creating financial strain. To protect livestock and sustain the local economy, measures have been put in place to control the red fox population. One of the most commonly used methods is foot traps, which have been employed in Oklahoma since the 1980s. These mechanical devices catch foxes by clamping onto their legs, effectively preventing them from escaping. While this approach has proven successful in reducing fox numbers, it also raises important concerns about animal welfare and the ethical implications of using such traps in wildlife management. Do you think methods like foot traps are still justified for managing the red fox population? Or is it time to explore more humane alternatives? Finding the right balance between protecting agricultural resources and conserving wildlife is essential to maintaining the long-term sustainability of both farming and the natural environment. Foot traps are commonly used in wildlife management because of their effectiveness in controlling species that pose risks to agriculture and local livelihoods. The two main types are coil spring traps and long spring traps. Coil spring traps feature round jaws that snap shut quickly when triggered, making them highly efficient for capturing animals. Long spring traps operate in a similar way but use a different spring mechanism, offering a more controlled and consistent trapping action. While these traps are effective, they also raise ethical and animal welfare concerns, underscoring the need for humane and responsible practices in wildlife management. When set up correctly, foot traps are highly effective for capturing red foxes. Among various trapping methods, they're particularly favored by farmers and landowners because they're affordable, reusable, and require minimal maintenance, making them ideal for long-term use. Their portability also allows wildlife managers to address problem areas as they arise, providing flexibility in managing wildlife across different regions. This practicality makes foot traps a popular choice for protecting farms and controlling fox populations. However, their use must always be carefully balanced with ethical considerations regarding animal welfare and the broader health of the ecosystem. However, foot traps must be closely monitored and thoughtfully placed to avoid capturing non-target animals such as livestock or other wildlife species. Improper placement or lack of supervision can lead to unintended injuries or even fatalities among these animals. Additionally, foot traps can cause severe harm, like broken bones or damaged limbs, raising significant concerns about animal welfare. These issues highlight the urgent need to develop more humane and selective wildlife management strategies that protect agricultural resources while ensuring ethical treatment of animals. Using rifles is another effective method for controlling the red fox population in agricultural regions. In Oklahoma's wide-open landscapes, the clear visibility allows landowners to spot red foxes from a distance and manage them efficiently without harming the surrounding environment. This technique is more precise than trapping, reducing the risk of capturing non-target animals and minimizing injuries. However, it still requires strict oversight to ensure safety and ethical practices, along with proper training and full compliance with wildlife regulations. In densely forested areas where red foxes tend to hunt or take cover, using rifles can be an effective way to manage their population. This approach allows landowners to specifically target foxes that pose a threat to livestock and poultry. By reducing fox numbers in these regions, rifle use helps protect both crops and animals while maintaining ecological balance. Compared to traps, this method can be more efficient in thick vegetation, where access and visibility are restricted. However, it's crucial that such practices are conducted responsibly and in full compliance with wildlife management regulations. By eliminating the need to venture deep into the forest, this method helps minimize disturbances to the surrounding ecosystem. It allows landowners to manage red fox populations effectively while reducing disruption to natural habitats. This approach is particularly beneficial during sensitive periods, such as the breeding season, when foxes are more active and can cause significant damage to farms. Controlling fox numbers during these critical times helps prevent livestock losses and supports ecological balance. However, it's essential that this method is carried out responsibly and under proper regulation to ensure it remains ethical and sustainable. During the breeding season, managing the red fox population is crucial to prevent sudden increases that can lead to serious issues, such as heightened predation on poultry and small livestock. In Oklahoma's farming areas, where this problem is common, population control measures help minimize the risk of significant losses for farmers. By keeping red fox numbers under control, landowners can protect their agricultural resources while preserving ecological balance and reducing the risk of overpredation during this critical period. However, using rifles to manage the red fox population requires a high level of skill and consistent, disciplined practice. Inexperienced individuals may unintentionally injure animals, causing unnecessary suffering and undermining the effectiveness of population control efforts. Proper training and experience are essential to ensure the process remains both humane and efficient. Maintaining professionalism is also key to preserving public trust in wildlife management, ensuring that all control measures comply with legal regulations and ethical standards, while minimizing the risk of unintended harm to other wildlife and the surrounding environment. At the same time, wildlife managers and hunters share a vital responsibility in both conserving the environment and managing red fox populations. Their efforts should extend beyond population control to include supporting the long-term health of ecosystems and preserving biodiversity. By carrying out these activities responsibly and with a strong awareness of ecological balance, they play an important role in sustaining healthy wildlife populations and safeguarding the environment for future generations. California is currently among the states most heavily impacted by feral pigs, with their population estimated at up to 600,000. These pigs descend from domestic pigs that either escaped or were intentionally released and have since interbred with Eurasian wild boars. Over time, they've adapted to a wide range of environments, making them extremely resilient and difficult to control. Their presence poses serious challenges for agriculture, native vegetation, and wildlife, as they destroy crops, disrupt ecosystems, and compete with native species for essential resources. In California, feral pigs have spread across the expansive farmlands of the Central Valley, often referred to as America's national food storehouse. These pigs are far from a minor nuisance. Their ability to quickly devastate land makes them a major concern. Feral pigs can uproot entire crops, fields, and pastures in a single night, leading to severe financial losses. Their destruction costs farmers and ranchers millions of dollars each year, threatening not only individual livelihoods but also the stability of California's agricultural industry and overall food supply. In addition, the feral pig problem has expanded beyond rural farmland and is now increasingly common in suburban areas where urban and rural zones intersect. These pigs often tear up gardens, parks, and even roads while foraging for food. Their rooting behavior not only damages the appearance of these spaces, but also leads to significant infrastructure issues, such as road erosion and the destruction of landscaping. The resulting damage requires costly repairs and continuous maintenance, placing an additional financial burden on local governments and property owners already struggling with the growing feral pig population. To address California's feral pig problem, hunting with rifles has become one of the most effective population control methods. Rifles are valued for their accuracy, range, and stopping power, qualities essential for safely managing large and aggressive animals like feral pigs. However, it's crucial that hunters comply with all legal requirements before taking part in these activities. Obtaining the proper licenses and government-issued tags ensures that hunting is carried out responsibly, ethically, and in accordance with state wildlife management laws. These regulations not only promote safety, but also help maintain sustainable control of the feral pig population, while protecting the broader ecosystem.
No, he was facing right side. Just behind the shoulder, huh?
Pump-action rifles are a popular choice among wild boar hunters for their reliability and rugged performance. Models like the Mossberg 500 and Remington 880 are especially favored, as they're designed to handle the demanding conditions often encountered in the field. These firearms are built for durability, ease of operation, and rapid follow-up shots, all of which are crucial when hunting powerful and fast-moving animals like wild boars. Their sturdy construction allows them to withstand harsh weather, rough terrain, and repeated use, making them ideal for hunters navigating California's diverse landscapes, from dense forests to open fields. One of the key benefits of using rifles for wild boar hunting is their reliability and effectiveness in close or unpredictable encounters. Wild boars often inhabit dense vegetation, thick forests, and rugged terrain, where visibility is limited and situations can change rapidly. In these conditions, rifles provide the accuracy, stopping power, and control hunters need to respond quickly and safely. Their ability to deliver precise shots at short to medium ranges makes them especially valuable for managing wild boars, which are known for their strength, speed, and aggression. This precision helps ensure a clean, humane harvest while minimizing risk to both the hunter and the surrounding environment. In dense or rugged terrain where visibility is low and movement is challenging, all-terrain vehicles, ATVs, have become an important tool for hunters. These vehicles allow hunters to navigate difficult landscapes quickly and efficiently, reaching areas where wild boars are most active. ATVs provide the mobility and flexibility needed to cover large tracts of land, respond rapidly to sightings, and transport gear and equipment with ease. This enhanced access not only increases hunting efficiency, but also supports more effective population control efforts. However, responsible use is essential. ATV operation should always follow local wildlife and land use regulations to minimize environmental disturbance and ensure the safety of both hunters and wildlife. Rural California's rugged and varied terrain demands a flexible, mobile strategy for managing the widespread feral pig population. All-terrain vehicles, ATVs, have become indispensable in this effort, allowing hunters to move efficiently through hilly regions, dense forests, wetlands, and open farmlands. Their versatility helps hunters reach remote areas that would otherwise be difficult to access on foot, improving tracking accuracy and overall management efforts. By enhancing mobility and coverage, ATVs make population control operations more efficient and coordinated, ultimately supporting sustainable wildlife management and protecting agricultural lands from further damage. Incorporating ATVs into feral pig hunting strategies is indeed a smart and effective approach to tackling the ongoing challenge of managing this invasive species. Their ability to move quickly across difficult terrain and cover large areas enhances hunters' efficiency and responsiveness, allowing for faster detection and control of feral pig populations. This mobility is especially valuable in California's diverse landscapes, where traditional methods may fall short. Ultimately, using ATVs not only improves the success rate of population management, but also plays a crucial role in reducing the extensive agricultural and environmental damage caused by feral pigs. However, several safety risks come with combining ATV use and firearm handling that cannot be overlooked. Operating an ATV requires full attention, and any distraction, such as preparing or handling a weapon, can compromise control and increase the likelihood of accidents. These risks include accidental discharges, rollovers, or collisions, which can lead to severe injuries. To minimize danger, hunters should always unload firearms while riding, keep weapons pointed in a safe direction, and follow strict ATV safety practices, including wearing helmets and protective gear. Maintaining focus, control, and adherence to both firearm and vehicle safety guidelines is essential for preventing accidents and ensuring responsible, secure hunting operations. Although rifles are a popular storehouse in many hunting situations, their effective range typically tops out around 50 yards under ideal conditions. This limitation presents a real challenge when pursuing wild boars, animals known for their speed, resilience, and unpredictable movements. Boars can charge or flee in an instant, often making it difficult for hunters to get close enough for a precise and ethical shot. As a result, hunters must depend heavily on skill, patience, and a strong grasp of boar behavior to anticipate their movements and position themselves effectively. Success within this short range often comes down to timing, accuracy, and deep field experience.
Cows.
Although rifles are a popular choice in many hunting situations, their effective range typically tops out around 50 yards under ideal conditions. This limitation presents a real challenge when pursuing wild boars, animals known for their speed, resilience, and unpredictable movements. Boars can charge or flee in an instant, often making it difficult for hunters to get close enough for a precise and ethical shot. As a result, hunters must depend heavily on skill, patience, and a strong grasp of boar behavior to anticipate their movements and position themselves effectively. Success within this short range often comes down to timing, accuracy, and deep field experience. If you believe that combining rifles with ATVs is an effective method for hunting wild boars in California, press 1. If you disagree, press 0 and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your opinions and see what you think about this approach. Taming wild boars offers multiple advantages, such as breeding and raising them in controlled environments to produce premium meat, a delicacy appreciated globally. This approach could help manage the feral pig population while providing a valuable asset for agriculture. What do you think about taming wild boars? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching all the way through. and we look forward to seeing you in our upcoming videos.